is Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real.
Recording in progress.
She got the total package. Walking to the club like a nigga ain't watching. Strutting that strut like she in the mouth shop. Can't forget the mentions. Yeah, she got the mentions. I wonder if she know that she the center of attention. To the other flow doing her looking sin. She can walk that walk like the do it win. The type you wanna marry. Top notch and classy. Blind up trying to be her baby daddy. Excuse me, what's your name? How you doing? I'm just asking. Can I take you by the hand, baby? I'll be gladly. Damn, I want a man, so I'ma come in her politely. By the way she flirting, I can tell that she like me. Way across the floor, but looking at me while she dancing. Sexy as can be, little mama, you ain't understand. She look good in her clothes, head to her toes. Prime time chick, she the type to get chose. Baby girl so fine, she make a wanna shout. Style so hood, I wanna see what she about. She walk that walk, 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 walk that walk. She got a young fade hip, Keisha cold thighs, making good lips and some sexy eyes. She yelling like the road in the Wizard of the Eyes. Got them other they talking like flies. Say, there she go fed, and she tight stuff from her toes to her head. Take her out to eat before I take her to the bed and give her that. And I don't need no meds. All I need is her 30 minutes in them. Good like me, you will find another. Straight beats, more 3 times, 1 out. Get it to her in the kitchen, bedroom, or the shower. Real talk, I got what she need. Head boy knocking up against her knee. Get her from the grab her by the waist, flip her over there. She look good in her clothes, head to her toes. Prime time chick, she the type to get chose. Baby girl so fine, she make a wanna shout. Style so hood, I wanna see what she about. She walk that walk, 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 walk that walk. Let's walk that walk. She can walk that walk, walk that walk, walk that walk, that walk, that walk, walk that walk, walk that walk, walk that walk, that walk, that walk, walk 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 that walk, that walk, that walk, walk that walk, walk that walk, walk that walk, that walk, that walk, that walk, that walk, that
Good morning, good morning, good morning, my lovely people. Welcome to Shop Talk with Mel. Today's topic is walk it out. We got so much going on that we got to walk it out. So I had to play Walk That Walk, though. That's the jam. It is the jam. What up? We got Nick in the building.
Saturday, my people.
Hey, it is definitely a lovely Saturday. Listen, we got a great show lined up for you today. We have the Q-tips. We have hot topics with Nick the Voice. We know we're going to talk about Meghan McCain, Bill Cosby. Tabitha Brown. We'll talk about Tabitha Brown for those who don't know Tabitha Brown. She's an influencer. And Wendy was talking about her and her stuff. But we'll get into that. Also, Sha'Carri Richardson. We're definitely going to talk about that. So we got a great show planned. And we might as well just jump right into it.
Yes. There's been so much going on this week. So much going on.
Yes. I want to start off by saying we lost a valuable player to the Shop Talk team. Rest in peace. You guys look her up. Filmmaker. Marquette Jones is her name. She's an attorney. She's a filmmaker. She did my Facebook page. She was also on the show several times out of California. She kept it rolling. So if you listen to old shows and you'll hear her name, or if you see her name, Marquette Jones, a filmmaker, she worked with Spike Lee. Just her bio was crazy. But she passed 2 days ago, so we about to do it. We was on my very first show, where we go down to the radio station. I call her on the phone, and she happened to be in town because she's from California, and she happened to be in town. I was like, all right, you're going to be the first guest. She said, what? So I went and got her. Never forget, it was June 2nd, 2010. And we did it.
Wow.
Yeah, we did that. It was the first time on there. I didn't know how to work a board. Still got some complications. I was hanging up on people. like the callers would call in, and I was like, caller, you're on live with Shop Talk. And they'd be talking, and I hit the wrong button. Oh, it was crazy. It was fun, though.
Oh, my goodness.
It was a lot of fun. That was the yin to my yang. That balance.
So yesterday was your 11th year?
June 2nd.
Yeah, yesterday.
That was
right.
June, not July. Not July, June, a month ago.
Okay. 11th year in 1 month.
Yeah, there you go. I need some sound effects. Where we at? Yeah. Put some sound effects out there. I need to there we go. That's the better one. Thank you. Yes, I marked the 11th year doing it up for and actually I would like to thank my listeners. And then we're like, okay, let's take this on. Let's get to we watch radio. Remember back in the day, it used to be watching radio, so you had to make sure you brought the energy, and that's what we do. We bring the energy. That's why how Nick, I'll be like, I need energy.
I think I need some energy, exactly.
I'm like, I need energy. I'll be like, don't come. If you don't have the energy, it's just like work. If you don't feel like being there, don't come. Because what happens is when you have energy and people don't have the energy, they pull off of yours and then everything's down. So it's like, nope, come on now, I need your help. So we're going to give you that energy. But I wanted to put that out there. That was a hard pill to swallow. That was definitely a hard pill to swallow. I know she beat cancer a few years back. She was diagnosed and she beat it. And this one was just like, wait, hold on. What are we doing? You know what I mean? So I would
wish that we can find a cure for that.
Yes. I can't. I'm having some distortion in your voice.
Okay, I was saying I wish we could find a cure for that.
Yes, I definitely do. Yeah, definitely. And that's what we did. We did it. It was like everything, and how you have that person that you bounce ideas off, or you be like, okay, listen, and growing up together, it's like you do your thing, I'm going to do mine, whichever one make it, we got each other, you know, that type thing. That was her. And I do remember when she was working at her first job, Original Cookie, and she called me from California. She called down. And see, this wasn't a cell phone, so it wasn't a free call. She called me. She was like, guess who I served? Screaming. It was Michael Jackson.
Oh, my goodness.
So you know how young we were.
Oh, I'd have been screaming, passed out, and everything else. I'd have been like, oh, Michael.
Yeah, listen. Always, man, it was always good energy. Always good energy. So much fun. And we were always so happy, and it was genuine. She was happy for me and vice versa. I'm like, it don't have to be me. I'm happy somebody I know doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah. So I wanted to put that out there. So if you see like the Facebook page, you know, slow or something, I'm trying to do what I can do. Look, right. trying to do what I can do to get it going, because as busy as she was, she made time for me, and I appreciate that. She'd be like, all right, you know, or she would train the Shop Talk staff and be like, okay, you got to do this, you got to do that. And she was also my attorney.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Family too. So
Yes. And see, that's what's up, big time. It's like, oh, boom, boom, boom. That's what's up. But what I will say is that don't be trying to get us today after I put that information out there, because I got a backup. I got a backup. I'm like, whew. All right, here we go. Are we ready? Let me put this.
We are ready.
All right, let me put this phone number out here. Nick, you know I'll be messing up. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. And she also used to tell me, like, I remember when she was across from me, she would be pointing, tell the number. Because I be getting to talking, you know, so she was like you do me, Nick. You be like, the number. Yeah. How you be like, I was like, we got to get a passcode or something. Some type of, like, blink, some kind of sign to be like,
work on that.
Yeah, that's what we do. We'll work on that. All right, we got Rugal in the building. Let's get him going. Hey, we got to get y'all.
Did y'all talk about that concert yet?
Not yet. Here, Rugal.
I'm ready.
All right, we're giving it up for Rugal, the movie guy. Now, what concert are you talking about?
Nick know what concert I'm talking about.
The 90s.
Oh, did you go?
Girl, I was in Road D right there on the stage, smack dab on the stage. Yes.
Oh, so you did
they
go.
Brought the energy. Yes, they did.
Now listen. Wait. It's a video of me on YouTube that somebody recorded me singing to Dina Howard at karaoke.
Oh.
Right. Everybody know. I can't sing, but I can talk. Now, let me tell you what I heard first. I heard that Case brought their leather coats from the 90s. Did they have somebody had on a leather coat on stage yesterday?
He did, but he took his coat off.
I know he did. Who gonna wear a leather coat? I mean, I understand it's Ohio, but you gonna wear a leather coat in July?
Well, it got a little bit chilly last night, so.
Leather coat chilly?
Nah, it wasn't leather.
All right, that's all I'm saying. Okay, so who else performed? Who else performed? Blackstreet.
The Blackstreet was the last one, and listen, the advertisement they put out there, the first face you see was who? Teddy Riley. Where was Teddy Riley? Teddy Riley, where was you at? I was expecting to see Teddy Riley too.
How do you have Blackstreet without the voice machine?
I was appalled, but you know what? They did the doggone thing. I was going to cuss. They did it. They did the thing. They brought that energy for real. They was passing out roses off, man, because I wanted one. My husband when they asked for one of roses, I was like, you mean he likes that?
Wait a minute. WAYMENT. They was passing out the plastic roses?
No, baby, that was real.
Okay, so now they're passing out real roses. Okay, so we have graduated. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And another thing I want to know, did the concert start on time?
Yes, it actually did.
Now, see, I rode by, and I didn't hear no music, so what was that, intermission? And what happened to the talent? I remember we used to open up for the artists that used to come. Or do they still do that now?
No, they had a DJ, but we were walking in right at, so they started right like 7:30 on the nose. They started, Dina came out.
Okay.
August was like getting Blackstreet out on the stage, but they got out there and they did their thing.
Okay, Rugal, what's your thoughts?
I didn't go, but someone was simulcasting it while they was there.
Okay.
Save me the price of admission. And I just kind of felt like that Adina Howard, like that whole set was like kind of like it was from what I could tell, I didn't feel any energy. No one was excited to be there. Like it was this. I don't even think she was excited to be there.
See, didn't we just talk about that, Nick? Didn't we just talk about the energy?
Yes, we did.
You have to get.
Case of Blackstreet got there, especially Blackstreet, they was really on it. But yeah, because that was the first one, and everybody's still getting there and everything. It wasn't as much energy with Adina until she sang her
Freak in the Morning.
Yes, that one. And T-shirt and panties,
Oh yeah, that T-shirt. Okay. Listen, you sounded like Teddy Riley was there because your microphone is doing something different. So
I don't know what's wrong with this crazy phone.
Okay, wait a minute.
Say check, baby, check, baby, check.
Right. Check, baby, 1, 2.
I am the rough shaker.
It's still no. You're still. See if you could sign off and sign back on. Are you able to do that?
Yeah.
I see. Leave the camera where it's at. The camera's fine. It's the voice, or maybe you know what? Maybe try mute and unmute. Maybe that'll work or something.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Can Nick? Okay, that is the mute. Let's see. Well, look, live broadcast, making it happen. This Zoom is up.
Can you hear me better now?
Nope, you still sound like Teddy Riley, but that's okay. We know Teddy on the show was spirit. Let
me go out and come back in and see if that'll work.
Okay.
All right.
Rule, go. You ready for the 4th?
No.
Why?
I just went out to go buy some ribs, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." Man.
What were they high?
When I went, one place I went to, they were like, it was like 44. They were $4.44 a pound.
Is that
I ended up
a lot?
buying them because it was scarce, and I was like, man, which came to like $40 for 2. I was like, God, but I had to get them because I wanted them, whatever. But then I went down the street to another store, and they had way more reasonable price. I don't even know how much it was.
Don't say it out loud because I want to go grab some, and I don't want them going.
Well, I ain't say where.
Okay, I'm like, don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. All right, let's see if Nick is Teddy Riley right now.
Check, baby, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, she back. All right.
Hey.
All right, I'm glad that the concert went well for the person that went. Me and Rugo didn't go, and we got what happened? But energy, you have to have that energy, especially if you're performing. And what's so crazy is, who had energy? Like TLC, Left Eye. Yeah. Left Eye always had, like, she put in 100%, and I felt like I paid for a performance, and she gave it.
Yeah, but Left Eye was like, what, 30 when she died or something?
Yeah, but they all were pretty young.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, Adina Howard, she on the wrong side of 50, ain't she?
You said the wrong side.
Now, I was mad at that wig, though, boy.
What wig? Wait a minute. What wig? Did you take a picture? We supposed to show the people. We got to show the people.
I got the live video on my Facebook, girl. Go on and see it because I zoomed in. I was right there anyway, and she was close to the sick.
Oh, I wonder who.
Was,
she must have got somebody in town. Or
hey, Nick,
the bad
have
person
you
in
ever
town.
watched Cowboy Bebop?
Oh,
okay, it's a Japanese anime. She's up there looking like Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
You crazy.
Google the picture. You'll be like,
So she wasn't Adina. He's at the wrong side of 50, but she.
I mean, it was. Did she look okay? Yeah, she looked. I mean, I'm making an assumption that she over 50.
And everything, but
yeah, she was. But it was just like. It was just like no inner. It was just. No, it seemed like no one was like everybody was like okay, she came with the price of admission. You know what I mean?
Okay, the general admission.
People was treating her with like how they do at the movie theater when they put up like unscramble the name of this actor.
No. No.
You know, and you be like, that's easily Tom Hanks. Who's confused by this? You know what I mean? And and then like, no one else, people don't care to do it, and it's like the third time, you didn't see them flip over.
Oh God! I was talking about how at the beginning of the concert or the intermission by the time you would have your local talent, because I remember us opening up for different people. Heavy D, Kid and Play, Salt and Pepper. I remember that. And if there was a delay, you put your local talent in.
But local talent also help hype your crowd because they're going to have all their friends and family there. You know
right.
What I mean?
Right.
That's what they need to start doing again.
They do.
I think that
then it probably would have been a little bit better.
Okay.
I think one of the problems, though, one of the problems with that is probably just like, it doesn't seem like you have a lot of, at least here, a lot of like local groups are like, oh, it's this person, or this.
Everybody rapping.
Well, it was like, before we had like, you had opportunities to build up to that talent because you would have the all city talent show, or this group would have a talent show and this kind of stuff like that.
All city variety show. So who won? Who was the dancers that won? Yeah. Woo! I need to.
It kept the cultivation going. You know what I mean? Of talent to be able to do those things. Like if you were to do it today, I don't know what you.
Bring that back.
You want to bring it back? Bring it back.
Bring it back.
And bring it back.
Bring it back.
Because there's so much talent in this area. It's
but
ridiculous.
we have people even from Farrell used to come over. I remember
all that talent we got over there in my town.
But see, here's the thing though. Here's what's happening that I seen. I forgot, did Mint Condition come to our area? At Powers, was it? It was some group.
They came.
And I was disappointed. I was disappointed because before, when artists used to perform, they had on their best. Like your R&B singers they was suited, like New Edition, or they had a slick outfit. Somebody made their costumes. Now these cats, t-shirt and some jeans, to me that's disrespectful. That's why I don't go to certain places, because you dress sugar sharp. Some people go out and buy stuff. My theory is, and always have been, they don't know me, so they don't know if it's new or not. However, you're dressed for a concert and the artist isn't dressed. To me, that's disrespectful. And then you have artists, everybody jumping on the stage with the microphone all over the place. I was like, oh, so we didn't practice? Like I'm sure y'all didn't practice running back and forth across the stage. It's about 100 people on stage. Who is singing? Who's the artist right now? It was order, and we need order back. But go ahead. I'm on my soapbox.
No, you good.
Right.
It was, there's something. But there's a lack of showmanship too, though. Now
clearly,
like out there, like and I think people pick and choose what they're gonna do based off of where the venue is. But the thing is, everybody buys downloads. Everybody's downloading music. On YouTube or Netflix. They're helping that base, for you. But it's just. What you gonna
and you said it depends on the venue. Okay, so if you are outside, you can be outside, but Fashion came from those entertainers.
No, what I'm saying about that venue, I'm not saying that they dressing appropriate for the weather or nothing like that. I'm just saying you might have somebody who may come to a smaller town and may not give a shit.
And guess what? If my ticket costs $60, you're performing, we're coming to see you. And I used to love to go for the fashion and the entertainment part. Not just if it was a singing artist. I wanted to see what they wore because that was what I was always into. I wanted to see how they opened up. Like George Clinton, that's like always seeing the Parliament. I know I'm going to be entertained. Now, the last time I saw the Parliament, and like you said, Adina's older now. I guess we're supposed to give her a pass. Not when I paid my money, okay? Now, George Clinton, go ahead, pin that. I'm gonna let you get your point through. I went to see the Parliament. Talking about the Parliament. No, I said it opposite.
You sound old.
Right?
I went to go see the Parliament.
I went to see the Parliament. Listen.
We sure did.
But here's what I noticed. Flashlight came on. It was still a good time. It was, I emceed that one. Didn't I MC it? Yeah. And yes, I did. It was at Standby.
Oh,
at Standby.
We went to the one at
Warren.
Warren.
Okay, now I didn't host that one. I didn't MC that one, but I went to that one. And you know what I noticed? Now I took my mom with me. I was like, "Oh, let's go." I took her, and I'm singing Flashlight, and I'm like full of energy. I'm like Flashlight, and for some unknown reason, the band couldn't catch up. My mother said, "I like that tempo." Guess why? If you think back, since you were there, what they did is slowed the whole tempo down. So Flashlight was just more like a bob your head flashlight. I mean, it was the same songs, but they slowed the tempo down, I guess, for their age. You know what I mean? And what's his name to wear the diaper? I said...
Yeah, or what you mean?
I got a picture with him.
I know you talking about.
I said he really need that mug right now.
You know what?
But...
Oh, that was George Clinton that we saw. I didn't see it was George Clinton.
George Clinton, yeah.
They did that at the George Clinton concert.
And what? Yeah,
but
and
know what though? All of them was energetic the whole time.
But guess what? Because this is grandchildren. So Rugo got a point. His grandchildren. He introduced them at the end. Okay. Yeah, and he said that those are his grandchildren.
I guess he figured like this: if you can have so many renditions of the Temptations, you got to keep Parliament alive because Parliament. It's related to one band primarily when you think about it's other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But that's more like a music movement, that the funk,
and it was his own classification. It's in a class by itself because you can't compare it to anything else.
You got to keep that movement going.
All right, now what were you gonna say about Adina Howard?
This is the thing. It seemed like she was relying on her vocal skills to get her through, and she didn't sound bad. But I wouldn't. She probably if I had a top 100, she might be in it. If I, I'm just saying. She ain't sound bad, but I ain't going to see Adina Howard
by herself.
She got these incredible vocals.
Okay.
I don't know.
Or her catalog. I really don't. It's just those two songs. But T-shirt and My Panties On was like off the chain.
Yes.
That was the jam. It was like, oh. You remember that one?
We probably sing that at karaoke.
Oh, who sang that at karaoke? You?
Me and two of my friends. We would sing that.
That slow song at karaoke, girl. That was the time that's the time I went to the kitchen and ordered some wings. I need some hype music. All right, let's jump right into it. Go. Did you want to finish with something, Rugo? Did you want to say something?
No, I'm good. I feel bad because I feel like we beating up on poor Adina.
No, she needs to know the truth. That's why we have to go over and taste the new restaurant and give our input.
What she may need to do, though, in all seriousness,
the takeout. Go ahead.
Just get 2 young women dancers. Just like somebody that she know, somebody who aspiring to sing and be like...
Sing back up?
Not even to back up, but to kind of put some 90s music. Okay, let's just talk about it. The issue with 90s music is that everybody was thin because it was a whole lot of work to party. It was, but it
was a whole lot of dancing too.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of everybody. It was always a track for the dance floor.
Oh yeah, because remember y'all used to be doing like the Running Man. Remember y'all dance group?
Oh, everything.
Y'all was backup dancers. Did you know that? Did the listeners know that Rugo used to jam?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Rugo, let me see you hit that Running Man and that Roger Rabbit right now.
No,
I think looking like I don't know.
I should do it. Matter of fact, I should make a fitness video like dancing to the 90s.
That's what I was right saying.
Listen, we all be straight back down skinny.
Fitness club. It's just dancing again, and because we kept our weight down back then.
Everybody, yeah. But see, and see, that's what I'm saying. You could be musty. You could leave musty, and it was all good.
And it was all good to leave musty because you had
you got it in. You got it in.
Yeah.
You left musty. You didn't come musty, but you left musty. And when you come to the party musty,
that's a problem.
Exactly.
Even if it was like, even if she did it where she held like let's say a contest where in advance people at that particular town, I don't know how much coordination you really need, right? I don't know. You just need somebody who's going to just stay on the beat and do their thing. As long as they have their thing down.
But you need it. That's a great idea.
Right? Be like inspiring dance students in those local communities. Be like, okay, it's a lot of coordination, but it could be a great effort if you if you put a system behind it. Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been a great idea when the opportunity to sing backup for this artist, because I don't know what her bank what her monies are looking like, but you said so you want to bring back the backup dancers because I don't see them anywhere anymore.
I'm saying if I'm a 90s artist and I know all of my songs were like meant for dancing, and the only time my songs she had the T-shirt and panties song, so that's a different category. But
still dancing.
Really? Was it though?
No, the backup dancers could dance to that song.
Yeah. But
dudes sticking their tongue out, the girls could be like, whoa.
But like if you for the other songs that she had, if you if you just coordinated with like local dance people and was like, or dance schools and was like, hey, if you can put an act together, these are the songs we playing. And if you show us a video of your students doing it, they can perform and do this.
And that's a great resume builder.
A
2-for-1.
It could be free to the artist, but
Listen, that's why you hold the position off of Shop Talk with Mel that you hold. You got great ideas for the children, for the youth.
Well, it's going to have to be worked out, but yeah. That's why I don't want no kids dancing
to that song, though. You know what I'm thinking of that?
And even free like me is kind of questionable, but I think
she's a PK too. PKs are a preacher's kid. I think she's a PK.
I don't know.
Yeah,
they be the ones that be cutting up.
Hey, all right, hurry up. All right, let's get this. Meghan McCain quits The View.
Good.
That was short. Next topic, no. Go ahead, Rugo. What's your thoughts on that?
Was she upset because she was the only one that was speaking her truth or whatever?
Well, but you know what? Anna Navarro, she's a conservative as well, but I like her. Megan gets into it with everybody, and if she can't get her way, she throws a tantrum on television. She does not like to be interrupted. This is just my views and not the views of the co-host on Shop Talk with Mel. She does not like to be interrupted. However, she will interrupt you.
I think though too. I think the thing is like let's put it out there.
Go ahead.
The only reason she was only on the show because of who her dad was and the stuff that Trump was saying about her father.
You think so? What I read
because she was conservative. Well, her and I don't even when we talk about conservative like this, her father was conservative, right? And her father was not a bad guy per se, you know what I mean? But it was this. I don't think that there wasn't anything that she did that was like, oh, because she did this, let's have her on the show.
No, well, actually, what I was going to say is I had read, so you're right. I read where, I can't remember where, it was a while ago. Her dad is the reason that she's on the show. Her dad told them, that he would like her to be on the show. And as a matter of fact, I think she said it when she gave, yesterday when she gave her resignation. Now, my question is,
how can he tell anybody about anything unless he's the one that owned the show?
No. He suggested it and he requested it. And then after they interviewed her, I guess it was like, okay, let her be on there. And just like Rugal said, we only know her because of who her father is. And that's the truth. So I can see where you're coming from with that, Rugal. I also would like to add that I believe that the reason that she is leaving is not her choice. I believe they just told her because she get into it with everybody and she gets on my nerves. No lie. That's why I fired her.
But I think those shows aren't supposed to be harmonious.
Right.
They're not supposed to be harmonious by the, they want that tension, I mean, because why would they place her on there if they didn't, want that perspective or whatever? And the thing is,
that's that, crazy though, because those shows, they want that tension, just like the Ratchet TV. They want the tension, but then they sort of mess up people who've had good relationships or friendships, or that's just crazy. Because not everybody. After a while, not everybody is going to be like, okay, this is what we do at work, but then off the camera, we cool. Because after a while, that is going to affect your relationship off camera. And we've seen it with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They all started out, they would have their little arguments on the show, but then later on, you see pictures of them partying or somewhere together, and then all of a sudden, now a lot of them aren't friends anymore.
But let's put it out there. They probably weren't friends from the beginning anyway.
Right. It was just different.
I mean? They were like, let's just put these people all together.
Candy and whatchamacallit was friends.
Who?
They was real good friends. Phaedra.
Okay.
They became friends on the show.
But they was like tight. Even after,
until the whole stab in the back. A friend of mine did reality television, and I asked her, and she told me that they, even in those, like, I don't want to say the name, but those reality, like Big Brother, those houses and stuff like that, they would be okay, and then this is alleged, let me cover myself for real, that they would go in and tell you something about the other person and have you upset just to get things sparking. So, and that's what a friend of mine
and I was saying. These shows have writers for a reason.
True.
There's somebody gonna have to play the antagonist, the troublemaker and stuff. I mean, like Nene Leakes.
Yeah. Y'all leave my girl alone.
She ain't shit. Tell her I said so. You're not spreading the tell her I said so.
Right. But here's the thing too. She ended up becoming babyfied. I think that on those reality shows, anyone is expendable. So, you want to sit there, you're like, okay, well, I'm comfortable in my seat, and then you want to start crying. It's like, So do you think, I'll ask, well, we already know Nick said bye. Do you think the ratings will go up and down, Rugal, on The View, since Megan will be gone after this season?
I think they'll stay the same.
Okay. What do you think?
I don't think there's going to be a mad exodus for people like, oh, I'm so upset that she's not on there anymore, right? I mean, I don't know that, but it just seems like the only person, I want to make sure I get my shows right, because The View is the one with Whoopi, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was the one that was started by
Barbara Walters.
What's her name? Barbara Walters. Mm-hmm. Okay, at one point, Barbara Walters was like, she was the one who gave the show credibility to be respected on another level. Like, right. This is who I'm bringing. These are the people I brought into that circle. I'm sure she's still involved in some way, shape, or form. But Whoopi Goldberg, the only person I think that you would have you would have some difficulty replacing would be Whoopi Goldberg.
I agree with you. Nick?
You know, I mean, you know, but
Nick, Nick, your view.
I don't think the ratings will go down any at all. It, like you said, it'll stay the same. Heck, it might even go up. For real, now that they got rid of her.
Well, I mean, they're gonna probably replace her though with somebody. Let's see if let's see who they replace her with.
What about that vanilla wafer? What's Candace? Candace Owens.
Hell no. They ain't gonna put her on there. They ain't gonna put her on there.
Who would you replace her with?
Is revoked.
You can't put her on there. They ain't gonna put her on.
They're not gonna put her on there. No. Man, they will eat her up. I would tune in just to see them eat her up.
We don't. But the thing is, like,
and you know, her and Whoopi would. That would be awesome to see that.
Put her on
Somebody
there.
will be outside that studio waiting on Candace.
Because the thing is that she would be an addition that would make them lose ratings. Because ain't nobody gonna watch her talk about how we shouldn't have defended George Floyd. Ain't nobody gonna listen to that for no hour. You know what I'm saying? It ain't.
You're right.
You know, and then the thing is, you got to turn back. You got to go back to that again. We should be talking about, well, you know, we shouldn't have African American History Month and all this other. You know.
Oh yeah, she probably would.
Like that's like.
Did she forget what color she was born?
That's why I said vanilla wafer.
You know, I mean, it's just like a person they wouldn't put there again. They wouldn't put Stacey Dash on the show.
She trying to come back. You want to let her in?
I was getting ready to bring her name up. Don't nobody want that vanilla wafer neither.
Like
y'all with these names, y'all.
Why, Rulo? Would you? Stacey Dash. Do you forgive her? Cause she want to come back.
Come back to what?
Come. We understand. We forgive you. You got it.
No, we'll leave her back at Clueless.
Leave her at Clueless. She Clueless.
Leave her at Clueless.
This is the issue.
That was the right role for her.
When we talk about somebody coming back, we have to establish if they were ever there.
Okay.
Like I said,
great point. Great point.
I mean, you know, you got to establish if they was ever even there.
Great point.
You know, so the thing is like you got to look at her. You know, what's her overall track record? I don't know, but I know when she came out political, it was, you know, she had her stance on what she wanted to do. So
that was because she was clueless. Pun intended.
They had the right. They gave the right chick the right role in the right movie. Clueless. She's clueless. She was clueless as acting. She's clueless in life. She just clueless.
Tamar Braxton. Do you think she could do The View?
Leave her there.
Tamar Braxton. Tamar Braxton.
Really take it up.
She on there?
No. Would you have her come join The View? What's your thoughts on that?
No, there's no room for her. What position is she going to?
That's not the right venue for Tamar. It really isn't. Tamar is still a little bit ghetto-ish.
Okay.
Bougetto.
Oh, see, now
ghetto.
Now you acting funny. Now you turned into a Sharon Osbourne.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm allowed to though. Look.
You're too ghetto for this show. Holly Robinson P, you're too ghetto for this show.
Oh, he called you a Sharon Osbourne. Nick, he called you a Sharon Osbourne.
I don't know, man. Somebody better check out the Voices pass. That pass might be close to expiration.
All right, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was released from prison.
Look, and did you see?
Wait, we got to stay focused. Hold on. Before you go there, Bill Cosby was released from prison. Go ahead, Rugal.
Did you see the meme I sent you?
Listen, what's your thoughts on Bill Cosby being released from prison?
Oh, well, the went to the state Supreme Court, and they found that he should not have been in prison. You know, so, you know, the law of the land has ruled in his favor. And it makes me interested about, obviously, people were condemning the Pittsburgh court that released him. Because remember, he got his first case he won, if you recall that.
And you talking about the one where he paid her off, the $3 million, the civil case? Because it's the same lady.
It's the same lady. I mean, that was part of it. It's like, hey, there was a settlement agreement, and she broke that settlement agreement. It was one thing I heard about it. But the original in Pittsburgh, whatever, when he went to court there, they originally he won the case, and then there was some sort of appeal. So what I understand was that they were like, the biggest problem with his conviction, his conviction was that they took testimony from people who had nothing to do with that incident that he was being charged with. So it was like you
muddied the waters.
Well, it seems like they convicted him off of hearsay more than evidence about that situation that he was currently in, and then the ramifications of that woman having a settlement agreement with him too. So, so maybe there was some validity.
She should be made to get that money back.
Well, she might be, but who knows? He might just be like, let me just roll over, let me just keep going and just forget about it. Who knows? I don't know what his team is going to do.
Give me my money
back. You had the court of public opinion that all said he was guilty because it was over 60 women. Now, 60 women, that sounds like a lot. And let's think back, and I don't know, I'm not judging the type of person you are, but at age 40, if you think back and keep it to yourself, how many people have you slept with at age 40?
Mm-hmm.
As a non-celebrity. Then you go to age 60. Then double. So I'm like, okay, not justifying his actions at all, but I don't know his actions. So he is innocent. People feel like, okay, he was released because of malfunction. So you have those that say that, but and they still have him guilty. But here's my thing: it's innocent until proven guilty. But we, as the public, that has changed. Where it's guilty and prove yourself innocent.
Yeah.
And with and I'm gonna let you speak. And with this particular case that he was in prison for, he handed her, this is alleged because I wasn't there, the Quaaludes, and she took them. He didn't put it in her drink. He offered it and she accepted it. So where's the line drawn?
And that's what they did back in the 60s and 70s.
If you ain't wanted, just for like deuces.
The 80s.
And who was that? Janice Dickinson? Janice Dickinson said she lied? I think it was Janice Dickinson. Like,
I think it was her.
Like, why would you? Come on, go ahead, Rubo.
But I guess the thing is that whatever the original court found, they didn't find him guilty. So something went awry in whatever that appeal process was.
Somebody was mad.
So the thing is that, like,
and used him as an example.
If he was proven, I don't know. Maybe they felt that way. Maybe it's whoever the judge was. Who knows? But the issue, you could look at this issue and say, well, damn, it looks like he was wrongly imprisoned.
I feel that way.
I'm not saying that he was innocent. But I'm saying that you.
But are you saying that he's guilty?
Disagree. And I'm not.
See, this case. This is where I need, rest in peace, Marquette Jones. This is where I need Marquette, my attorney, to be like, the legal. Give us the legal aspect of it. I feel like people are still saying that he is guilty. Remember we talked on, what was it, 2 shows ago, where he they say he will be released And he said he wasn't going to a sex offender class because he was not a sex offender. And some people felt like, well, if he want to get out of jail, he needs to go and do that. I'm like, no.
He was right in not doing that. My question is, I keep seeing where everybody said that he actually admitted that he did that to these women. I don't remember seeing that or hearing that or reading that. Where did y'all get
the court of public opinion? And I feel as though that he was in prison based off of that. And we talked about the casting couch some time ago. Okay, some of y'all decided, and if you listen to them, most of them were trying to become a singer, trying to become whatever. And so my thing is, if you're trying to become a singer, why you with a comedian? To get in that arena? You know what I mean? To get in that circle? So you came to use somebody, and what did Players Club, what did she say? Use what you got to get what you want.
To get what you want, and that's exactly what a lot of these women did.
And then now you want to get paid.
Away from real rape.
And now you want to get paid again. So if it didn't work out and your talents didn't work, then okay, well, that didn't work. Now I'm going to do this and want to jump on the bandwagon.
Excuse me.
God bless you. That's just my opinion. The Me Too movement, I'm for the Me Too movement, but be honest. Be honest.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I feel like this. On that situation, I feel like this. I have been raped in college by someone I knew and trusted. He was drunk as shit. And didn't even remember doing it. I could have got him thrown out of school, but I didn't. And my thing is, the way I feel about that now, this is so many 20-something years later, if he was to become a millionaire today, I would be a fool, even if it is still within the statute of limitations. I would be a fool to run and try to sue him now and take him to court just to get some money, because I should have did something about it back then. I had the chance to get him put out of school and thrown in jail, but I didn't. I felt bad because he was drunk. He didn't remember anything, and it took him a couple months because I avoided him. But he finally, he finally came and he apologized. He was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember until, Shannon came and
somebody told him?
Yeah, she found him passed out on the steps in between our floors and took him to the room and beat him up.
Tell me this. I got a question for you. That happened to you. How did it affect you mentally?
At first, it really did. It bothered me. I didn't want to be bothered with anybody. Don't want to touch me. I had a boyfriend at the time. We broke up. I didn't want to be bothered, but the fact that I let it go.
So you forgave him. Now, when he came to you, he said he heard what he had done to you. I don't have to say alleged because you're speaking. The victim is speaking.
Right.
And was that enough for you?
That he came and apologized? Yes. To me, that was enough. He came and apologized. He was like, I'm so sorry. He said, I would never have done that. He was like, I don't even remember. He said, all I remember is Shannon helping me to the room and jumping on me and cussing me out. And he was like, I wanted to give you time before I came to you to apologize because I know you didn't want to be bothered with me, didn't want to be around me. And like I said, to me, that was enough. But still, I would be a stomped down fool if this man became a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, and I try to go and sue him now for money. For what? I let it go back then. I forgave him back then.
So why do you feel as though that you would be a fool if he became a millionaire and you decided you were going to?
Because I'm trying. Because at that point I would be doing it for financial gain.
And you have already forgiven him.
And I've already forgiven him. He has apologized. He apologized, and I have forgiven him. And so at this point, it would be for financial gain. And to me, that's not right. It's not right to do it for financial gain. For what? What is it?
For financial gain. That's for what? For financial gain.
Yeah, you right. But I mean, it still don't change the fact that it was done. It'll never change the fact that it was done.
Okay.
But the fact that I forgave him, he apologized to me. He came to me and apologized. I mean, truly apologized with tears in his eyes. Like, I'm not that type of person, but I forgave him. I let it go. I had to let it go because if I didn't, it was going to eat me alive. I didn't tell anybody until maybe 2013. I finally told my mom.
Okay, tell me
my
this.
Mom was like,
when did it occur? When did it occur?
It occurred in November of 1989.
Now, I'm glad that you brought that to the forefront because a lot of people don't understand why, not even just these women, because like I said, he's innocent. They did not find him guilty. He's innocent. It was overturned. His legacy is innocence.
So
now, wait 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So now people can understand because you, being a rape victim, waited all the way from, you said 1989?
1989
to 2013 to actually say it. You have people who feel like, and I can't remember which show it was. You know what? It was about when he first went in, wasn't it? And why did they wait so long? So you have somebody right here, our co-host on Shop Talk with Mel, that actually did the same thing. Wasn't ready to come out until then. So I thank you for sharing your story. Truly, thank you for sharing your story. Go ahead, Rugo.
I was going to say, this is in the Post-Gazette, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, is what they said the reason was. They was like, why did the courts overturn the conviction? Because prosecutors violated Cosby's rights by reneging on an apparent promise not to charge him. The court said in a 6-1 ruling. So that, in a nutshell, that was it. So no one's saying that these didn't happen. They're just saying that there was an agreement that there would be no prosecution.
So if there is an
agreement,
right? So if there is no agreement, you can't find him guilty. And see that's where what I keep saying is he's guilty in the court of public opinion, but legally this should have never been tried, so he would be innocent. Now, some people feel like, he guilty just like OJ. They're like, OJ, no, he killed the people, but he got off from the legal system. He's still innocent. That is just me. I can't say somebody did something and I didn't see it. It's like writing an incident report. You can't write what you didn't see. You have to just write exactly what you saw. And then it's up to whoever the judge is to determine what's right and what's wrong. We can't go. They call an OJ. They be like, he's a murderer. Now, let me say this. Do I think he did it? I have no thought on it either way. However, I ain't trying to kick it with OJ. Because if I decide to step out, I ain't trying to be in that position. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to sit there and be like, if somebody tell me somebody's a murderer and they just walking around, okay, well, I won't be alone with that individual. But I'm like, they're innocent. I can't call them a murderer. I don't know who they murdered. But I ain't trying to be alone. I ain't trying to see if they really a murderer. I be watching that Lifetime a lot. I ain't got time for the true crime daily. I ain't doing it. Go ahead, Rugo. What else you got?
This is what one of the Supreme Court's justices said. We hold that when a prosecutor makes an unconditional promise of non-persecution.
Persecution?
Yeah. And when the defendant relies upon that guarantee to the detriment of his constitutional right not to testify, the principle of fundamental fairness that undergirds due process of law in our criminal courts, in our criminal justice system, demands that the promise be enforced. That was Justice David Norman Witch. He wrote that for the state Supreme Court majority.
Okay. All right.
So that's what it was.
Okay. So we're the jury. The Bill Cosby case. Nick, innocent or guilty? From
Based
what
on
we
that.
know. From
What we know, and based on that, innocent.
okay, Rugo.
All I would say is that they found that the technicality of the agreement that they previously had him in a situation where he should not have been prosecuted by that for what's her name, Constant, I think is her name. But that.
Do you believe the women? Maybe that's easier instead of just innocent.
Do I
or
believe
guilty.
the women? I mean, if people are saying this happened to them, I don't have any evidence to say that it didn't happen. You know,
Okay.
that the thing here is that obviously they felt, even in this case, it potentially happened. He just had an agreement with her not to say anything. So, that's the whole thing is there. So,
Okay.
the court decision is what the court decision is,
Very
My
well.
question
Go ahead.
is, why did they wait until this man announced that he was going to buy a major television network?
Well, it looks like this goes back to like 2000. I don't know when he announced that he wanted to do this, when he wanted to buy the thing, but this goes back to like 2005 from what I can see here. No, actually, hold on. Convicted of charge. They said 2004 was when it happened.
That he offered her, I think it was Quaaludes, don't quote me on that, and she took them. Like, you took them and you're an adult.
You took them. Exactly. Now you want to claim rape victim and you want to get everyone.
It never was said, and she never said that he had sex with her.
But I think the thing, well, this is what they were saying here when they started the article. They said disgraced actor and comedian Bill Cosby walks free after 3 years in prison when the Pennsylvania Supreme Court threw out his 2018 conviction on charges of drugging and sexual assault, assaulting Adrienne Constant in 2004, when she was a Temple graduate, employee. I forgot what I was even reading that for.
Still, it didn't come back to the forefront until he announced he was getting ready to buy a major network, and then it came back, and this is where this is all stemming from with them reneging on that first agreement, because they brought him and charged him and put him in jail after he said he was going to buy NBC. Then all of a sudden, this came back up.
Now, I will say that you have a lot of celebrities that can pay their way out. And that's what I think they kind of made him, you'll be the example.
An example.
Okay, I need to keep on reading. In this article, it also said in 2005, Bruce Castor, who was then the district attorney in Montgomery County outside of Philadelphia, issued a news release saying that he had declined to charge Cosby over the matter. Cosby then set for disposition in a separate case. Depositions in a separate civil lawsuit filed against him by Castan, which he paid her $3.38 million to settle in 2006. So it seemed like she might have came out with it right when it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
back then, and he settled with her. That was a civil case.
Yeah, but let's not get this. I mean, I guess the thing is like, because what I'm hearing, like if someone goes and they have a drink with somebody, and they're intoxicated. I'm just saying drinks. I'm not even saying drugs. And they're intoxicated, and that person has sex without their consent. I mean, even if the drugs were openly accepted, we can't say that the sexual activity was
wanted. I hear what you're saying, but they didn't say about the sex during this case.
We don't know if it was consensual or not.
We don't even know if they had sex, because I don't remember that.
Well,
right.
But
if they did have sex, how do you know it was not consensual between both? They could, you know what I mean?
Well, he denied it. So we're the court of public opinion. He denied it. So.
Well, it seems like he never actually spoke about it because he had wrote this thing because he didn't think he was going to get prosecuted by her, at least anyway. But I guess from what I read here, it is seen. I mean, that's what he was getting charged for, drugging her and sexually assaulting her. Now I don't know how you want to define what sexual assault
was.
is.
If you touch somebody, that's sexual assault. Unwanted advances is sexual assault. So all right, let's move on. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Sis knew better. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me say it. Why she didn't answer it? Sha'Carri Richardson, for those who don't know, she has been suspended for 30 days from the Olympics. She made it in the tryouts, and she is suspended for 30 days. So she can't run the 100 and the 200, but she can do the relay. Now, I'm going to share my thoughts. This is just my thoughts only. I said, okay, 30 days, and I understand for where the date fall before they even did decided, okay, this is going to be her punishment for smoking weed. She tested positive for marijuana in her system, and yes, she knew better. How old is she, 21? Is she 21?
The issue
okay,
is...
wait. 21 years old, and you have those that feel as though, well, she's young and we've done blah, 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 blah. My thoughts on that is, this is your field. You run track. This is where my thoughts are. Okay, y'all did the punishment. Did you look at this first? So the 100 and 200, she'll be running for herself to win the record. The relay, she'll be running for us.
Okay, so she's not on the Olympic team.
Wait a minute. She's on the U.S., but what I'm saying, the reward would be her reward. This is my record. This is this. And the relay is for the United States, even though it is for the United States, but you understand where I'm going with that? But she'll be able to do the relay. So, but she won't be able to run the 100 and the 200 because of the date of her suspension. She did make a statement. She did make a statement, and she did acknowledge that it was her. She said she knew better. And when she did the tryouts, right after she won, somebody on her team let her know her mother passed. And different media outlets are saying that's because her mother passed, so she smoked. You don't just do that. You do what you want to do. That's just my thoughts. Now go ahead, Rugo. Nick's going to be shorter. Go ahead, Nick. What's your thoughts? You said that she knew better.
Like I said, my thoughts is she knew better because this is your career. This is what you'll be known for. You were getting ready to surpass everybody's record and be known throughout the world for your running. What I understand, and rest in peace to her mother. I understand what she's going through, but her mother would not have expected her to do that, to mess up her career. You got to stay focused when it's something like that. Oh. She was young. She was old enough. She knew better. And for all of y'all that's taking that for her, and y'all do this and y'all listen. Y'all ain't running track. One of the people of the Shop Talk crew said that she's smoking weed.
Like she probably looking and smoking that weed, looking like, man, that finish line is way up there. And you had different people who was like, she breaking records smoking weed. Wonder how she is clean, So that's what was going around the studio. Go ahead, Rugo. What's your thoughts on Sha'Carri?
Yeah, I'm just getting familiarized with this.
Okay.
Because you're saying, because what I don't understand is that you're saying she can still run, but she won't be representing the Olympic team.
She will during the relay. She can run the relay.
Okay. Yeah. So she can't. So when you was talking about her running in the 100 and 200, what were you talking about?
She was going to run in the 100, the 200. And the relay. So she has been suspended, so she can't run in the 100 or the 200. She can only run in the relay because they gave her a 30-day suspension, and her 30-day suspension
until July 27th.
Yes, and that leads to that actual game left. If you want in on this conversation, feel free to do so. The number here is 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Go ahead, Rugo.
So you were saying that she could run on her own.
No, she can't run on her own.
She can't.
She's suspended.
So, okay. So the 100. So all of us, we run. The 100. It's us only in a single lane against whoever. But we're with, the U.S. We represent the U.S. The 200 is us in single lanes. Boom. The relay, the relay when you passing the baton, that's like 4. So I said, oh, okay.
So she's not going to get, if they win, she's not going to get recognized by herself like she would the 100 and 200. She's going to get recognized as the U.S. team.
Yeah, so it'll be like 4 of them.
For herself. She'll be recognized with the team, but not for herself.
Like Flojo.
But I don't understand, because the thing is, she would still get a gold medal. So I don't understand what y'all mean. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Okay, that did pass. Okay, did
because
pass.
I've ran track in high school and college, and what y'all saying is if she can't race, she can't race. You're saying her suspension is up, and she'll be able to race in that race
in the relay. But she won't be able to race in the individuals. Meaning she would get a gold medal if they win for the team, but not for her. And she would not be recognized as the fastest woman in the world during the relay. Only the 100 and the 200.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Because she is actually now the fastest woman, the fastest person in the world.
Right now.
Now.
So I'm rooting for the rest of the our girls that are doing it. Now I will say that there are those who said that they're not going to be watching if she's not running because they were rooting for her. Your choice.
I wasn't going to be watching it anyway, for real.
Yeah, your choice. I want to go to Gwen Berry. Let me start with Congressman Dan Crenshaw. You guys know him?
No.
Okay, well, Dan Crenshaw is a congressman who says that he was talking about Gwen Berry. Let me do it that way. Gwen Berry, during the tryouts, she turned her back during the national anthem. And she had a shirt, and I think it said activist, something like that. But pretty much saying that the U.S. is racist. He feels as though that she shouldn't represent because she turned her back on the national anthem. However, allegedly, this is the same guy who was okay with the January 6th ambush and felt that was okay.
Sit down, have several feet, sir.
Now, what's your thoughts on her turning her back, going to another country, turning her back during the national anthem? Everybody else is, facing the flag. She turns her back. Matter of fact, she had her hand on her hip. What's your thoughts on that? And her representing the U.S.
I'm not mad at her. Why? Because the U.S. was represented all over the world for that insurrection that certain people in high positions are okay with. Oh, you're okay with them storming the Capitol and behind Donald Foulius, Orange Foulius, but man, sit down, have several seats, and shut up, please, and thank you.
And he actually referred to the critical race theory. Rugo, are you aware?
Dude, what did you think? What did you think January 6th was? Man, shut up. Just sit down. Sit down.
White privilege. What's your thoughts, Rugo, on her?
But my thoughts are that if you look at the Olympics as a whole, throughout the years, there's been plenty of countries, and we talked about this before on the show. There's been plenty of countries that have been sanctioned from not even being able to have a team, to even participate because of things that they've done against their people, right? and those aren't the athletes. Those are just the world community that's involved in it saying, yeah, y'all ain't doing right, so y'all got to sit this out. We can't have y'all here when this is happening, right? Throughout the Olympics, though, there have been many testimonies or protests by people who go there. They represent their country for the good and the bad, but they're bringing attention to the bad of what has happened in this country. It's no different from when Jesse Owens beat the Nazis, or I mean they weren't considered the Nazis. Well, it was Nazi Germany.
You're right.
It was no different when he went up there and beat them. Right. Mm-hmm. Now he may not have done. He just beat them off of sheer talent, and I don't really have a clear understanding of whatever things that he did, but just him being there and winning was enough to show that y'all are not superior in this way, you know. Then you had the gentleman who won. Was it the 100? I forgot. And I'm just because we just talking about.
Go ahead.
Name. But
that they were revoked. They revoked.
Anyway, they put their hands up when they were.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I can't even remember right now. Know, yeah, the fist. Yeah. Yeah,
the fist. You know, you had Ali. I mean, he was an Olympic boxer, but he ended up going. He got in prison because he protested the war. He was like, "I'm not going to Vietnam and killing these people who never did nothing to me." Right? Like there's been so many. You know, so even though he didn't do that during the Olympics, let me clear that up.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I want to say is that like Americans can't. I mean, she's representing the country. Right? Americans can't be mad because she wants to air the dirty laundry of the behavior what's happening in this country. You can't be mad. You can't be mad at her for that. You know what I mean? You know, if anything, you should be like, why is this Olympian, one of our best who are representing us, why do they feel this way? Let's understand what her issue is. But her issue is an issue of disparity, prejudice, racism. And and inequality that has existed in this country since before its founding. So, there you go. So I mean, like, hey, do everybody do better?
True. I'm trying to think of.
I mean, she's, I don't know. Yeah, everybody do better. But
okay.
I was trying to
maybe if it started to be brought to the forefront and the world, I mean, the world sees it anyway with George Floyd and a lot of other ones, but start bringing more attention, it'll bring the heat on these people and these lawmakers. You can make a law against and make it a crime to hate on an Asian, but you still refuse to make it a hate crime for what they're doing to what these police are doing to black people.
Well, the thing is, it's not that they don't think it's a crime. You got half of the republic. You got half of our Congress who don't want to make a commission to investigate the crime.
Exactly, but it's okay for them to make that law for Asians. Like, this country was definitely built on the backs of black people. Come on, y'all. From when they brought our folks over on the ship against our will.
Now,
we built this country. They died picking your cotton and your sugar and everything else. Black folks died. Black folks was hung. Everything else. We were not allowed to be educated. If they caught any black person trying to learn how to read and write and everything else, or go to school at first, they hung you to certain things. And people still refuse to acknowledge that, or they want to tell us, oh, that was in the past. Oh, stop crying. Why are you bringing it up? You're race baiting. It's not race baiting. Just get it through your head and get it together. Like, I don't understand why. But you want to bring to the forefront everything else.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay, let me say this. Gwen Berry was actually asked prior to reaching the podium. They asked if she would protest. if she reaches the Olympic podium. And she didn't answer. She's like, we'll see. Well, the Olympics, they do allow protesting. However, not during the events. Because remember we talked about it. You couldn't wear certain shirts and all that other stuff. Or on the medal stand. So you could protest down the street, around the corner, in the stands, but not representing
so
the
she
US.
didn't do that. I mean, obviously she didn't violate their
She did.
How?
On the medal stand. Because she was on the stand when she made the tryouts. So they feel as though that she did. She was on the podium. So
but at that point...
So you can, like I said, the Olympics, they allow protesting, but not during the events or on the medal stands, the podium.
Well, what do they do? They take away your medal after you win it?
That's what they did with those guys. Remember that? What was their name? Wow, I'm drawing a blank. I knew at the time of the show, but I couldn't remember. The ones, remember they threw the fists in the air.
They got their medals taken away from them?
Somebody got penalized. And you look that up while we go on to the next one. Moms in the military. Now, I just got this hot today, hot off the press. They are looking to gain military maternity clothes. So a military maternity uniform.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. As long as they're not going to war doing anything strenuous, give them an office job until they're done, until they're done. But then some women can still do things, but you don't want to do anything that's going to harm the baby or make your pregnancy stressful. So, give them something easy to do until after they have the baby, they can resume their normal duties. So I don't see anything wrong with it.
Okay. Now, I want to say this. You said until. Now, we know when you're in the military, you can be called to war at any time. So do you say, oh, well, she can't go? And I'm just asking this question. Oh, she's pregnant, so she can't go to war. How many men are we going to have fighting? Because I think it's China that has more military people than any other country now. So if we got people out on maternity leave, what we got, And I'm just exaggerating here. You probably say you have, I'm going to bring the number down so you can actually get a visual of what I'm talking about. So you got 10 people ready to fight. Okay. 5 of them pregnant. Can't do anything strenuous. What's your thoughts?
That's rough, but it still will be the same way.
Because even though you do have those office jobs, when it's time to go to war, you out from that office.
But the thing is, Mel,
talk to me.
They go on maternity leave anyway, so you're still at the same.
But you go on maternity leave, and then you notice, I'm sure we have family members. I got a ton. Once they have that child, it's like, my child is sick. I got to stay home. No, somebody else is raising their child while they're finishing up their time. I'm like, I got a few people that's doing that. So you okay with the maternity uniforms? I need some military people. Talk to me. Like, what's your thoughts? Because
military.
I remember I had Joanne Duran, and she was military. She's an older woman, and we talked. Matter of fact, probably like 2011, she came on the show, and I was so intrigued by her. And she said back then when they went to the military, they were considered trollops for females to be in the military. And she said because men would go over. Now, for the sake of conversation, men in the military, women say, okay, I want to join the military. But now we're talking 2021. I want to join. So we're going back with her because she's about 76, 77 back then. and in 2011. So 10 years. So she's probably like 87 now, if she's still with us. So it was a men's occupation. Women go. Now they want a sterile area so they can pump after they have their children. And pump their breasts, for those who don't know what I'm talking about. And they want maternity clothing to, they want the military to accommodate them with the maternity clothing, breast pump area, that type of thing. What's your thoughts on that?
Make it happen. What's the problem?
Okay.
Because the thing is, what I'm hearing here is an argument that's saying like every woman that's in the military is in battle, right? Is in some kind of training or something like that. I mean, those trainings happen and things like that, but there are many.
There's many, but I'm saying we know when you join the military, you can be called to war at any time. That's what we have to be clear on. Go ahead.
So you're saying at no time during this person's life, if they want to be in the military for 20 years and be a lifer in the military, should they consider having a family?
That's not what I'm saying.
Well,
because
I'm trying to understand.
Because, and I have some relatives, just as one, and matter of fact, she just retired. She had 2 children. But is there somebody at home that can take care of the children while you go, to work? If you get called to war. So you have that person, or if they're a single mother.
You gotta have that stuff set up anyway if you have kids.
You what?
You gotta have that set up anyway. From day one, if you have a child, you gotta have somebody who's gonna be their caregiver while you're deployed.
Right. And they usually come in. Well, as of today, I'm telling you, that came straight off the press, what's being asked is, at work they want a sterile pumping area. Listen, I'd like to let us have one even where we are, because a lot of mothers, and I'm not even in the military, but just at the workplace, a sterile pumping area. And if their child is sick, being able to go home, and maternity uniforms instead of just getting, I guess, larger ones. So they want a whole line. It was. I can't remember what show I was watching. Huh? What'd you say?
I said the Family Medical Leave Act works for other jobs. Why can't it work for the military? That's a job.
It does. It does.
Oh.
But this is added. This is added. This is now being presented as of in the last 2 days.
Okay.
I support it.
Oh.
And I support. I mean, I don't see. If I'm at an army base and if there's a woman who's at an army base who needs to breastfeed for her child, and she's not in a war situation, I understand what you're saying there. But the thing is, she could work in dietary. She can be in. There's so many branches of what you could do, and women. Some women work until they due date. You know what I'm saying? So if she's a good health. And can do the work, and the work that she's doing doesn't harm her child coming into this world, what's the problem with making those accommodations?
Okay,
right. Really, it's an idea that probably should have been enacted a while ago.
Okay,
because I would imagine.
Let those accommodations need to be not at war, at any workplace. But what we did was, if we had to pump, we would actually go to the car, and you would keep the milk. Remember I told you my one coworker put the milk in there, and guys from another department used to come and steal our creamer, and they thought it was creamer that took her milk.
I remember you saying that.
I'd have been mad.
They took her milk, not all of it, but she worked, and 12-hour shifts, so she would put it up.
To fight.
And she was like, where is... And it was just the one... It was hilarious to me. We laughed. She even laughed. She was like, I bet that milk tastes different. Now, I bet you stay up out of our work area, our section, our department.
I bet you. Now, let's forget you had titty milk.
Yeah, look, how was it? You'd have sat there and drank the baby's milk. But, and I knew how you were going to feel anyway. I predicted it, Rugo, because for the lovely people who don't know, Rugo got a paternity leave started. Now that's who you want. You want the go-getter, because it's always maternity leave. Rugo was like, let's spearhead this paternity. So, go ahead.
Yeah, matter of fact, you make me think about something else I need to look into. But the issue was that at a place that I worked, they wanted us to review policy, and one of the policies that was up for review was maternity leave. And I'm looking at it, and it was just like really biased based off of your sexual orientation. You know, men had got less time, and it was like less time even if there was an issue even if there was an adoption. So a woman would get 12 weeks if there was an adoption. A man would only get 6. And I'm like, why? Why would that be the issue? Especially like when you think about there are a lot of gay couples that may have children and want to have children and stuff, and they adopt. But you're going to give that person who let's say they're single, right? So for them, it's okay for them to be able to adapt to that life in 6 weeks, but for a woman, they'll give her 12. So what ended up coming about from this was equal time for everyone, up to 8 weeks, and then if you wanted to take an additional 4, you could.
See, I like it. Go ahead, Rugo, making it happen for the people.
It was just so. And the thing about it, I'm sitting there in this room because I'm like new to this organization, and I'm just waiting. I'm like, nobody's saying nothing about this. Like nobody, And so, I was just like, I wrote a letter to the president of the organization, explaining my position on it, which went over well, of course, because they changed the policy and noted that I was involved with that. So that was cool, but as life, now you make me. Now I gotta look at some other policies.
Yes, look at the policies and fix them, revise them. Look, and revise them. Let's talk about how people feel. A lady from South Beach said that she's tired of the ghetto-ness. So I guess everybody going to South Beach, and I don't want to put words in her mouth, but it was said that she actually said black people are the most ghetto. This is alleged. But a South Beach lady said that she's tired of the ghetto-ness coming to her area and just acting rude and ignorant. Now, here's where I'm going with this. Restaurant waitresses. So once I heard that, I said, okay, because hers was, you get to the restaurant, you're all loud and all that extra stuff and obnoxious. It's just embarrassing and humiliating. Okay? Now, I looked into it, and there were some waitresses and waiters, and they lightweight discriminate. And the reason I say that is because they said usually when you get a loud bunch of ghetto, there was no color with this one, of ghetto people who come into a restaurant, they run from those tables because they say they're going to be very needy and they're not going to tip. What's your thoughts? Look at that siren is going. I'm like, I'm trying to wrap it up. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on that?
If you don't want to treat people fairly in your occupation, please get out of it.
Okay.
This get out of it. I can go on and on about a situation I just encountered, but just don't work there anymore. If you're not going to assume the best when you're working with when you're working with the public, don't work with the public at all.
Okay.
You know, because the thing is that same rowdy group may know that they're going to demand a lot and may give you a bigger tip than what you expected. Because they know they range. You know, they ready to party. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it does, and you're absolutely right.
Because I know every time I'm with a bigger group, and not to say that my bigger groups are rowdy. Well, one time I went out with coworkers, and they was they was cutting up so bad that people came to me. Right? They came to me.
And they came to you at the table.
They came to me and it's like, hey, can you have them like, you know, chill out or something? And I said, because I'm the only black person, right? I don't know why they came to me, but they came to me. I guess
it was reversed. They probably was like, oh wait, look.
Yeah, they came to me and they was like, you know, they were like, hey, can you? I was like, listen, I told my table because we were outside the patio, right? We're outside, so. They were kind of upset thinking that people walking in would be upset, you know, but it's like all these, you know, it's like a whole bunch of pictures of drinks and stuff on the table and everything like that. And when they came to me and I told them, I was like, listen, y'all know y'all acting up when the people that's coming to the sole black person that tell y'all to cut it out. You know, I said some other flowerful words. I won't say that, you know, but the point was that it was a good time had by all, but I believe that tip was pretty substantial. You know what I mean?
Okay. But
it was just funny how we got, because people, man, they was partying. You know what I mean? They was partying. Like we should have. It was probably about a group of maybe 10 to 15 people at a given time. Okay. And we probably should have seen if we could have got a room versus this being on the patio. But it was a party, y'all.
I definitely was. Sound like
it wasn't dinner. It was a party.
I know if I was working, I mean, if I wanted to be a waitress, I could still be, you know, work with the public. But if I see if I see me and my crew coming, I'll probably be like, I'm going on break.
So let's
because I don't plan on working that hard. Large parties make you work hard.
What happens when you get the people who want to come in with like Confederacy T-shirts and handkerchiefs and stuff like that? Do you not serve them?
Yeah, I serve everybody. If it's a party of two.
So your thing is just the number of people.
The number of people. How many times am I have to run back and forth to that table?
I'm just saying, like people. I mean, people can make it. To me, if you don't want to do the damn job, don't do it.
And that's it. Because y'all heard what I said.
Not in that instance. Just move out of that profession. Because nobody wants you there.
Right. Now, see, remember I told y'all if I was a police officer. You remember what I said, Nick? Do you remember, Rugo? I said I couldn't be a police officer, and the reason I'm not a police officer because if I got a call and they was like they're shooting on this street, I'm gonna have my sirens on, but I'm gonna be on the next street over waiting for the gunfire to stop before I go rolling around. That's why I'm not a police officer.
You're gonna be the one. I'm gonna cut them off at the pass when they try to get away.
Yeah, that's what I do. You'll hear the sirens. You'll hear the sirens and everything. You'll be like, the police is coming. But I'm going to wait till the gunfire clear the air, and then I'll go. So that's why I'm not a police officer.
Some of these fools don't care if they hear sirens or not coming close. They going to keep doing what they do.
And that's what I'm saying. I.e. that example, remember the girl that had the knife? She heard the sirens coming, and they was outdone because she got, he fired off that one shot because she had the knife going toward the other girl right there getting ready to get her. Remember that? That wasn't that long ago. In Columbus, yes.
Yeah,
so some people don't care about the police at all. But that's just me. And that's why I'm not in that profession.
Did they have sirens going when they came?
The sirens, you can hear the sirens when he pulled up, and then he got out the car. And she still was fighting. You know, so when you you out. Look, I'm like, when you black out, you out, probably ain't heard nothing.
I'm sorry, but when you come to my house, you gonna get what you get, whether the police is here or not, because you ain't got no business going to nobody's house trying to fight.
Hey, let's talk.
Whatever happened with that? We got to follow up.
We got to follow up on it. We'll follow up. We'll give that to you guys next week.
And the cost
so tell me, tip.
as well.
Tip, is it optional or not? Go ahead, Rugal.
It's called gratuity.
Yeah, the tip. Is it optional or not?
By the name of it, it doesn't seem to be optional. I mean, it seems to be an option.
Okay.
It's gratuity,
based on how well you do or not, right?
Let's look at the word gratuity and see what it says here.
Okay, go ahead, Nick. What's your thoughts? Is a tip optional or not?
Yeah, because it's based on the service you get.
Now tell me this. Do you do the overall service or do you tip off of like we're judges? And be like, okay, well, 5 on that. I'll give you a 10 on that. 10 on appearance. 10 on, you know what I mean? Do you tip on the overall service or do you break things down? Meaning the amount.
The overall service, meaning even the food.
Yes, like
you can't add the food in there
because it's the cook, right?
Right. There's a cook. Your server, you are only supposed to actually break it down according to your server. Is she neat when she comes? You know how her appearance is when she comes to, you know, is she polite? Is she attentive? Is she doing her job well? That's what you tip on. You don't tip because your food was nasty or wasn't done. That wasn't her fault.
Now, I will say this. Now, some restaurants, I think it was Red Lobster. So your server did a great job and you want to tip your server, they have to split the tips at the end of the night. I don't know if Red Lobster still do it, but they used to do that. I didn't think that was fair.
No, it's not fair because you're tipping the person who is serving you. You ain't tipping nobody else.
Everybody else isn't getting tips. So you can work really hard and you have to share it. I don't think that's fair. Go ahead, Ruben.
I'm trying to look up this thing because it's saying something interesting, but for some reason my computer is really lagging.
Okay.
But basically it says like this. The Department of Industrial Relations uses the word tip and gratuity interchangeably, meaning that they have the same definition. Money a customer voluntarily leaves for an employee over the amount due for goods sold or services rendered. Tips are the sole property of the employee and are never to be. And I can't get the rest to pull up. Jesus.
See, okay, they probably listening to me talking about putting their tips together. Now, so that would mean, by that definition, it would mean that it's optional. If you want to know where tips came from, I want you guys to go back and do your history because that was where our people used to go and attend to tables, and the tip was their pay. So that comes from way back, where you had our people serving, and if they got a tip, thank you, you did a good job. Now,
they wouldn't need to rely on tips if they would go ahead and raise their wages.
Okay, well, listen at this, though. Listen at this. Did you know that you are to tip on the pre-tax total? Not the tax total, the pre-tax total. Were you aware of that?
I thought it was the whole total amount.
Pre-tax.
Well, I could understand her rationale based off of that because why would I give you a tip based off of taxation?
Yep.
You know what I mean? I've never did that before, but I can understand like I used to say, hey, what did the bill come to?
Right, and then it's like the total. They say what it is, and here you go. I'm not tipping you based off that. Nope. Pre-tax. Yep. The pre-tax. So you tip on the pre-tax.
A lot of these folks, so they add the gratuity, tell you how much, like 15%, 18%, 20%. They put it on 10%. They put it all on the bottom and let you pick which one you want to give.
Now, I appreciate that, but see, here's the thing. I might not want to give.
Thank you.
Now, I had some terrible food at Old Charlie's. I put it out there. Old Charlie's in Columbus. It was disgusting. However, the waitress was amazing. And she was excited to get back to work due to COVID. Everything was, locked down. She was excited to get back to work. She was a college student. I think that's what got me. Her being a college student trying to get her money up. And she asked, how was the food? I said it was terrible. However, that's not your fault. That's the cook. I said, now whoever the cook is, I wanted to speak to the manager, and I let them know how I felt. And the manager was like, well, we can go ahead and have them make it over for you. I said, absolutely not. I don't complain about the food and want you to remake my food. I'm okay. And then she was going to take it off the bill. I didn't even want her to do that because we were already shut down for COVID. So I paid the bill and I tipped my waitress very well. She was such a sweetheart. And she's in college. She's in college. So it was like, here you go. I said, but y'all need to fire. You know how they be like, fire the DJ? Fire the cook because they terrible. They're terrible. But yes, you want to tip on pre-tax and do what it is that you can do and don't feel obligated because let's be real. Once they had the, I do this though. I get carry-outs, then I ain't got to worry about a tip. However, after COVID, you're not there. I'm not eating there. But after COVID, my lens have become clear. And knowing that, okay, these people have been off work, and that's my thought, and I'm at work, and my other coworker was like, they got unemployment, plus an additional $300, making more than me. I said, oh, yes. But the college student, that gets me, because we do the scholarship. You know we do on Shop Talk with Mel. We do. Wait a minute. But we do the scholarship with Shop Talk with Mel. So I am a softie when it comes to college students and trying to work and go to school. Go ahead. And she actually was back at work. Y'all can't find nobody to go to work now. Go ahead.
They actually do like on receipts and stuff. When if you're going through like certain places, drive-throughs, they still expect a tip. If like Belleria's, you use your card, you got to sign a thing, they give it to you and it says tip. I ain't tipping you when I'm driving through.
It's printed. It's just in there already. You said it, I'm driving through. Yeah, I hear you. How about those restaurants? And I need the lovely people to look at it. I went to a Chinese restaurant, and at the bottom, it had COVID tax. You got to watch it.
Talking about that.
Remember, you got to watch it. And it's on others. COVID tax. Hold on. You going to charge me an additional $5 because the world shut down? Why is that my fault? Guess what I did? I returned it. I don't even want it. Give me my money. I want my money back because you're not going to upcharge. If you upcharge me, put it on your food. And then I'm like, okay, the prices went up and I'm more apt to pay it. But to put at the bottom a COVID tax, you got money for that. But they got money for it.
Are they even allowed to do that?
Exactly. Are they allowed to do it? Here's the deal. You don't have to pay for it. And so people just look at your receipt. See it. And if you're paying with a card over the phone, ask them, do you charge an additional tax for COVID or whatever y'all gone through? That is my determining factor if I will utilize that facility anymore or that restaurant or whatever you're purchasing. I'm like, hold on, you didn't even tell me this. You know how they say read the fine print? I'm going to need to read the fine print. I'm going to need to read the terms and conditions. Then that'll determine if I want to pay the $5. Because that COVID tax, it's not, some of it was $1, some of them $2. That's crazy. You trying to make a come up off of me and I'm hurting too. This your business. You chose to do this. And why should I have to pay? Go ahead. Rugo, did you get it?
It's still trying to come through.
Oh, Rugo, you still on slow motion?
Basically what they're saying is that employees, supervisor, and managers, they can't share in those tips, but employers can make it possible for what they call a shared or pool for taxes amongst other employees.
Oh, see, I would quit because you had that slacker. You're not going to sit over there and be a terrible waitress, and then I did and put all of my heart and soul in this and got my big tip.
I guess the rationale with some of that, though, and I didn't see this here, but I had a friend who used to deal in a casino. And I guess their tips were split like that too. So some of the tips went to the bus boys and stuff like that. People who are doing services for the guests, but are never recognized for it. Like, most people don't tip the bus boy for cleaning up their mess, but we'll tip the waitress for bringing us water.
Now, here's the thing. I have seen where the waitress takes everything away. But I did see where the busboy will come after because I will have a separate tip. It's one of those restaurants for him. So I understand what you're saying.
Somebody wash those dishes before you eat off of?
Yeah, I hope you do good.
Somebody vacuum that room. Because what's the first thing we do when we go to a restaurant? Oh, this restaurant is dirty. Or
I'm out.
I don't know if I'm eating here or not.
I'm out. Listen, I had an experience, and it used to be where Carrabba's used to be at.
That was the nastiest restaurant.
You talking about Chili's? I mean, not Chili's.
Chili's was before the Carrabba's, but it's something else.
It wasn't Chili's. It was.
Well, not long ago.
Okay, because I was about to say Chi-Chi's.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Chi-Chi's. No, but after, remember you wasn't supposed to be eating them green onions because something happened to that, and then Chi-Chi's went downhill. Mm-hmm. But whatever it is now, I went there, and it was a bus boy. I gave the busboy, the waitress, tip because you're going to bring me some tea listen, I don't know if she was nervous, but you know you had a saucer underneath? The saucer was underneath. She brought it over to me. I guess it was shaking. It was all on the bottom. The sugar, everything was all wet. And she wanted to serve it to me. And then I was like, excuse me. She was like, yes. I said, it's all over here. It was hot water. You know how they had the tea bag was wet, everything. It was all over there. I said, mm-mm. And she served it to me. If I had not said anything, she thought it was okay. So I called the manager immediately. I said, I want out of her section. And I did move out of her section, but the busboy who had to clean everything up, and I didn't eat anything, and I went there with a friend for her birthday. But I paid for her because that was her. She chose the place. And I said, I'm not eating anything. I'm good. And I just sat there and we just conversed and entertained. But no, your server, like, how do you know that that's not okay to serve a spilled drink all in the saucer? But you still chose to give it to me. To me, that's disrespect. Just how I feel about the artist who's up there with a t-shirt and some jeans on. It'd be like an old black t-shirt. Like, get out of here. Your t-shirt is faded and you come into a concert. I done paid $40 to see you and I'm dressed better than you and you just up there hopping around on the stage. No, that's disrespectful. I'm not doing it.
So this is what you mentioned service charge before.
Yes.
Service charge. A service charge is different from a tip. Again, a tip is a voluntary amount left by a customer.
Okay.
In contrast, a service charge is a mandatory charge required by the customer for some special service or possibly because of the size of the party. A service charge is not the property of the employees. Rather, any employer can, at its own discretion, determine the distribution of the mandatory service charge, which will be included in the employee's hourly rate of pay for calculating overtime payments.
Oh, so the big party at Red Lobster, the service charge is what they split.
Yeah, or they're like, oh, you got a party at 10, you're gonna have to pay 10% or whatever they do or whatever.
Oh, well, we'll all go and just sit at 4 tables in the square.
Don't order nothing. Everybody just get water and biscuits.
Right, or say separate.
Well, we're not ready to order yet. We want some more water and biscuits, please.
Thank you. Oh, the whole time. Not ready. The entire time. Off the chain. Rudolph, what's happening in the movie world?
Wow, well, it is that month that everyone's been waiting for.
I need some excitement. Go.
It's July. It's July. And in July, what does that mean in America? That means blockbusters, blockbusters, blockbusters. So what we currently just had released, which did gangbusters at the theater that drove on into the theater and raced on out with all the money, was the Fast 9, which
is that Fast and Furious?
Trash. Yeah, it's the 9th installment of a franchise I am not a fan of.
Okay.
I actually had this conversation with my son, and he's like, "Well, why did you watch it?" And I said, "Because I wanted to see how terrible it was going. I was wanting them to prove me wrong."
Okay.
And they failed to do that. They
They did that.
They failed to do that. They failed to prove me wrong that they're terrible movies.
Okay.
But that's just my own personal view on that. I know the views of Rugo's movie critique are not the views of Nick the Voice or Mel or Shop Talk with Mel's host and creator Mel Ross. So, but it was this, I don't know why they keep making them. Because people keep spending money. So to that effect, they had the biggest box office in the last 2 years over the first weekend, where it pulled in $70 million US. Not to mention it was making some great strides internationally. I think at the China box office, it had about $200 million. So it may be the thing that brings people back to the theaters. It didn't say it had to be a great movie. It's a movie that may bring people back to the theaters, and this may be it. Coming up very soon, though, is the wildly anticipated Black Widow movie, which will be out on Disney Plus or in the theaters on June 9th. So I'm up in the air on this one, if I'm going to go to the theater or not to see it, but I was thinking about getting it on Disney Plus. It is extra $30, and that debate comes into play. Like, well, if you're already paying for a subscription, should you pay for this? And then how long will it take for you to actually see the movie once that time?
So you have to pay extra, even if you have the subscription? Is that a service tax?
Yeah, that's a
like, oh, yeah. What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's a service charge. That would be a service charge. Yeah.
Being raked over the coals.
This is so that's going on. And but if you have HBO Max, you can watch the Warner Brother releases same day on HBO Max, no additional charge. And I have been pretty occupied, but I do want to watch In the Heights. In the Heights, it was a Broadway play that was created by Lin-Manuel Miranda that is now a feature-length musical on HBO Max, which I have not had the opportunity to watch yet. But that is out there. And on the small screen, with people, if you're like me, then you like some Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty has come back for his 5th season. So far, we're about 3 episodes in. It's been okay, you know?
Okay.
Looking forward to more of that.
All right.
That crazy cartoon, Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick.
You don't like Rick and Morty?
Wait, next segment. Nick, do you have a small business?
Yes.
Who are we featuring today?
We are featuring Posh Creations Bakery. Miss Rashonda Martin is the baddest person around town that makes cakes. You can actually find her on Facebook and IG at Posh Creations Bakery. You can email her, RashondaMartin@hotmail.com. And also, you can call her 330-951-5797 if you need a cake made. And when I say she is bad, she is a bad girl. Y'all have to see her Freddy Krueger cake.
Oh, you said Freddy Krueger. Oh, the detail. Again, what's her website?
Her she's on Facebook and IG, Posh Creations Bakery.
Okay.
You can find her on Facebook, Rashonda Martin. Her email, again, is RashondaMartin@hotmail.com.
Okay, what if we don't have Facebook or social media? How can we reach her? 330-951-5797. Let me make sure that is correct. Yes.
330-951-5797.
All right.
I'm telling y'all now.
Rashonda Martin. Rashonda Martin.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm familiar with her. And if you do not live in the area, she can mail you the cake. And she also can deliver the cake for a service charge. Since we on that, you know, for a fee. Today's show, Shop Talk with Mel, is presented by, our sponsors are the Cool Boys Foundation. Cool Boys Foundation, cigars and sundresses, August 14th, 2021. The entertainment is the Michael Austin Project. Tickets are $75. That includes one cigar, food, and an open bar all night. Again, the tickets are $75. It's the Cool Boys Foundation, and this fundraiser is for scholarships of young men. The way you can purchase your ticket is via, Everbright or Eventbrite. Talk about Everbright. Eventbrite, and you can visit their website at Cool Boys, that's BOIZ, foundation.org. Again, Cool, KOLL, Boys, BOIZ, foundation.org. Visit the website and check them out. Let me tell you something. This is my kind of fundraiser. All right. And it's great for couples. And if you aren't a couple and want to go, you know, and hang out and walk around in your sundress, ladies, or your guys want to smoke your cigars and watch the beautiful women in their sundresses, feel free to do so. August 14th, 2021, cigars and sundresses. All right. And again, Eventbrite. And let me see, cigars and sundresses, and also the website. Me, I'm a websiter, so I will go there, and that is www.coolboysfoundation.org. This event will be held at the Soap Gallery, downtown Youngstown, and this is a fundraiser for young men and to give them scholarships. They definitely do good. My Frankie Halfacre voice. A little good in the neighborhood. All right. $75 a ticket. It's a great outing for couples. My kind of thing. I love a good fundraiser. I ain't even going to lie. I love a good fundraiser.
That means I got to find a real cute sundress.
Find yourself a cute sundress. Listen to some Michael Austin. Robo, do you smoke cigars?
What? I partake in the practice from time to time, but I'm not like a connoisseur of like, you know, I know this and all that kind of stuff. Like I get invited to venues where I have friends that are very astute about the you know, what's out there. But I'm not a collector or anything like that.
Okay.
You know, yeah, not really. I mean,
are you into trading of cigars?
What's that?
The trading of the cigars?
The trading?
Yeah, you know how people come, they give you a cigar, you try this one and that one, the whole, you're not all into
they
it
might
like that?
introduce me to, they may introduce me to something or whatever like that, but I'm not, this, I go for the fellowship, not necessarily the tobacco.
Okay. All right. Nick, you and your husband going?
I'm going to see if it's hard for him to get days off. Let's see if he
put it in now. It's July. This is August the 14th.
Exactly. See if he would like to partake of that.
Okay. And it is 7 to 11. I don't know if I mentioned the time. So again, Cigars and Sundresses, August 14th, 2021, 7 to 11. If you like jazz, Mike Austin is a bad boy. So it's the Michael Austin Project live band. And I want to put this out here for all of my listeners. This is not a black thing or a white thing. It's a fun thing. And together, let's have a good time. All right, lovely people, that is my time. I thoroughly enjoyed you as I do each and every single Saturday. Thank you for giving me some of your time. That I know we can't get back. Find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people. Shut up! Right here on your Spreaker.com.